Hey guys, welcome back to my channel MDCZ. Today in this episode, I'm going to share some details about Jack Kirby's Eternals Comics issue 2. In our last episode, we know the basic introduction of the Deviants and Eternals, and I also mentioned the basic ancient times history when the three species were formed, which are the Deviant, the Human and the Eternals. Now, in our second episode, we are going to know the story after Icarus called Space Gods and gods successfully came on Earth. If you didn't watch our last episode, please go and watch it to understand this episode properly. So, before we start this, if you are new to my channel, then please subscribe to MDCZ and also press the bell icon to receive all future video notifications and updates. So guys, without wasting your time, let's start this. After Icarus called the Space Gods using the Cosmic Beacon, the Grand Space Guards craft was successfully landed in the chamber. It's a damn huge craft. Everybody was overwhelmed and a little bit scared by seeing this. Everyone means Icarus, Margot and Dr. Damien were thrilled and excited. But Crow was scared because of all this. He said that the gods came on Earth before, but when they left, they only left the destruction behind them whenever they arrived. Crow said that gods are mighty, powerful, but I am Crow and I command the fellow Deviants who may misshapen but also damn powerful. They may have surprised the gods. Dr. Damien and Margot were scared when they came. They don't have any idea about all this. Icarus says the Eternals were prepared for this for a long time. Crow was an idiot, because suddenly he rushes forward to the god's craft and shouts louder that Deviants are ready for the gods and you all shall see this now. Margot and Damien were scared a bit by seeing the Crow like this. Then Icarus told them that it was an old grudge of Deviants. In the past, they challenged the gods and they lost their battle. Crow angrily says that yes, they lost that battle and they are also ashamed of it, but they'll rise again. Crow also said that they are strong, their weapons are mighty, so this time they may conquer the gods. Crow tried to threaten, or we can say challenge the gods by saying that this time all Deviants will defeat the gods and send them back where they belong, in the stars. Suddenly, a flash of intense lighting started to build upon the god's craft, and within a few seconds, powerful energy beam emitted from the god's craft and fired towards the Crow. Icarus said that it's a fool's choice to anger the gods. It's like calling destruction. The energy lightning was starting to grow broader and broader. It's getting worse. Because of that destruction, everyone tried to run backward. After Crow's stupid move, he also started to run backward to save himself. A pile of rocks was started to fly towards them. If this continues, then the chamber is definitely going to collapse on them. God's chamber was strong enough to stand under any attack, so they all started to run towards the chamber to reach there in time. Icarus was thrilled by all of this because he can't believe that gods can react in such way. Margot told Icarus to do something to stop this all. After all, he is an Eternal. Icarus replied he said that he could do that, but only if he can read the god's thoughts, and that's not possible for him. But there was one who was granted for personal communication with gods. The Inca peoples called him Tecumortzin. But Tecumortzin vanished with the Inca people. The ruins started to falling apart. Crow was scared. He thinks that they are all gonna die soon except Icarus, because Icarus is an Eternal. He can be killed but maybe buried for so long. One of Crow's army said to Crow that Deviant army is waiting for you. They are ready to escape this destruction. Crow led to that Deviant and told them to leave the others, means Icarus, Dr. Damien and Margot behind. Crow warned Icarus. He said, first the Inca worshipped the gods, now they have vanished. Then these Tecumortzins befriended the gods, now they have vanished too. It's your turn now, Icarus. You will be going to be buried with your pains. Icarus replied, says it's the risk he can take to solve the mystery. But you of all peoples must run hard, because when you come out of your so-called holes, the gods will be waiting for you. God's chamber is huge and ageless. The Deviants ran towards their vessel, means their ship, and successfully escaped the chamber from the well which leads them to the open sea. Icarus and Margot relieved that the Crow and his fellow Deviant army was finally gone. Margot says that she is ready to die here than joining them. Dr. Damien was still thrilled. He thinks that the danger is still on. They are not safe yet. Dr. Damien says that the humans have a lot to catch up on, like this history stuff, the gods, the deviants, who are part of the legendary demons and devils, and much more. Gods and Eternals know the deviants better than others. Ikari says that they once made a mistake by letting the deviants be on their own with their devices. Deviants conquered all around the world with their complex weapons and built their towering cities on island continents like Lemuria and ruled there as a king. They had aircrafts, navies of steels who conquered the sea to clean them through ancient mankind. In time, they have successfully terrorized the humankind and used man as their servants. Deviants lived a luxurious life on earth. This was going on and on for centuries, and then God came on earth. And as I told you before, Deviants are cruel and evil. They saw God's vessel, means God's craft, and started attacking them because that stupid fellow thinks it's a challenge for them. In my last video, I told you so. Deviants love war. Deviants failed to destroy God's craft, but in return, when God attacked Deviants, they destroyed their entire race. That attack was damn big and massive. That explosion shook the world. After this massive attack, the energy waves in the sides of the mountains vanished everything that came in their contact. Within a day, the Lemuria city got vanished. The Eternals on top mountains watched this all but unable to do something about destruction. But Ikari's guided a wooden vessel, means a cargo ship filled with the humans and wildlife, to a secure location. Those humans are mistaken by thinking Ikari was a some bird. Dr. Damien and Margot are surprised by hearing this, because that incident who humans refer to as a flood in is true. After hearing all this, Margot unable to take it. She is not ready for all this, it's too much for her. Dr. Damien tried to cool her down. Ikari says, "It can't be changed, Margot. You must accept it calmly." Ikari was surveying the god's chamber and he found something. He found a huge Inca carving on the wall. Dr. Damien asked Ikaris what is up to now. It's just another space god's Inca craft. Ikaris thinks Dr. Damien is wrong here. Ikaris can able to read the inscriptions from the craft, which is not related to any of the space gods. Ikaris discovered something on that craft and pulled it with his hands. They all heard a small click and soft crackle of energy coming from the crypt door. The crypt door started to open slowly. Ikari says if he is right, they will meet an Inca legend, the Tekimorzin. Dr. Damien and Margot were getting ready to witness a new thrill. Strange light waves are coming towards all of them. Dr. Damien thought it was some radioactive waves, so they covered their eyes. They have no idea that they are watching some formation and deformation of individual atomic structure. The living atoms are becoming a man. After a few minutes, the light started to fade and a strange man came through that door. Ikari says if the craftings are right, then he brought back a Tekimorzin from the past. Dr. Damien and Margot freaked out after seeing a living man coming out of the crafting. That strange man ordered this unit to start to work. He believes that they are not brought back without any reason. The gods have arrived. He was surprised to see that the Ikaris, the one of the Eternal, brought them back. Somehow, it seems like both the Ikaris and this man knows each other. He said, "You expect to see some Tekimorzin? Then here I am. Inca gave me this name, but for you, I'm your friend. I'm always Ajak." Ikaris was also surprised to see Ajak. Ikaris thought that when Ajak left the Polar Mountains in search of gods, he may have vanished with Inca people. Dr. Damien and Margot figure out they have met another Eternal who lived among the Inca peoples. Ikaris was shocked that Ajak found the space gods. He asked Ajak that when this all happens, did he there when gods appeared to Incas? Ajak says yes, he was there. He came to know the gods. Ikaris asked Ajak's help to secure the humans, means Dr. Damien and Margot. Ajak started to flirt with Margot. Then Ajak ordered his unit to open the cosmic door to welcome the gods. Dr. Damien and Margot started to understand this all. With the touch of the trident, that unit opened the cosmic door and revealed the Inca version of the flight control room, which was hidden from humans. Ajak ordered his unit to link up with the Celestials so that he can talk with them. Dr. Damien realizes that he knows Ajak's unit from somewhere. They used to know that unit as airport ground crew. One of the Ajak's unit member informed Ajak that the link up with Celestials is successful, so you can contact them now. Ajak ordered them to open a secure channel so he can welcome them. Dr. Damien and Margot now figured out all of this. That unit was trained before, and then when they are not needed, they stored their atoms. Ikari said that the unit was stored for an ages. Some voice echo are started flowing throughout the room. Ajak asked the Celestials to appear in front of them so he can welcome them properly. Ajak turned and ordered his unit to prepare to raise the ceremonial pylons beneath the Celestial spacecraft. Then a huge arc rises from the ground and pillar of intense energy leaps out from its top. And within those flames, finally a big celestial god appeared. It was the leader of the fourth host. He will step out from the pillar after his 50-year cycle. Till then, he'll be standing on the pillar. And when he steps out, the earth either lives or dies. Yeah, it sounds a bit scary, right? We'll see what will happen next. For now, here our second episode ends. In our third episode, we'll be going to discover the devils. Yeah, you heard right, devils. Some device related action. So, stay tuned guys. I also provided my website link in the description below, so check it out and visit there. You will see some Marvel and DC related articles. Some articles are available in two languages, English and Hindi. And if you like this episode, then don't forget to like and share this video. Also, share your thoughts related to this in the comment section below. And if you are new to my channel, then don't forget to subscribe to MDCZ and press the bell icon to receive all new videos, related updates and notifications. So guys, I'll see you with your next episode. Till then, stay home, stay happy and stay safe.